You're going for a Ponty win? Putting him on.
Yeah, they've got.
Spot.
I think they have to play well to get a result.
They start as underdogs. There's no question about that, is there?
Clearly, yes. And the crowd will, play a big part, but they have to play well to get anything out of it. I think because, if Leicester played something to the form that they can, they'll win.
It sounds terribly old-fashioned to sort of talk about the crowd factor, but in all the games this season, it has been. Rodney Parade last week was sensational, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the crowd, as I said, John Plumtree said last week that you can't lose in front of that Newport crowd, which is saying so, and that certainly.
Swansea probably had 4,500.
Exactly, yeah. This has been, this has been the case here on numerous occasions. So, but again, today it's a game they have to win. And they have to play well. If they don't, like I said, if they don't play well, they won't win because they won't wear this pack down. They'll have to spread. They'll have to play a little bit of football, and they'll have to take their opportunities.
It's not a question of fitness, isn't it? You're not going to beat Leicester on fitness. You're only going to beat them by disrupting them, putting them off their game, and it can be done.
Yes, but again, attack. Get them to attack from deep. Because Jarvis is a far better kicker, than Goody. Goody will struggle in these conditions because he's used to playing in lovely, surfaces, in the English league, in football surfaces. He comes here and he lose distance on his kicks. Jarvis won't. He's got to kick like a mule, and he's got to play the ball down there.
And I'm just thinking, I've seen Tim Stimpson under the high ball. It's not his favourite part of the game.
Well, he knows he's going to get tested. He's coming here. It's dark. Maybe he'll be complaining about the floodlights.
But if you give him room, once he's caught the ball, then he might actually do some damage.
The chase has got to be good, extremely good. And I just think, again, you go down to the front five, and that's difficult.
Okay, let's just go outside. Sardis Road in all its glory, really. We've had, just to reiterate, how many good nights and days we've had in Pontypridd, and they tend to make the headlines through all the things they do wrong in the European Cup. But this really is one of those places that helps a home side, and they've been through thick and thin together, and that the family spirit lives on here.
Yeah, as we said, we thought that we'd be going through a transitional period this year, but all of a sudden, after a poor, start in the in the league, they've come well, haven't they? And to go to Glasgow and win, and all of a sudden, they should have won in Pau. Really, this is the crunch. They can kick on from here. And if they win tonight, anything could happen.
The pitch looks very green there. I have to say, it's a bit of a false impression because that is a very sticky, wet patch, and within, I suppose, seconds of the start, it's going to be churned up.
Yeah, it's extremely wet, and it'll cut up, and it'll be interesting to see how the props, manage in the scrums, purely because the referees now have got to make decisions, and it'll be interesting to see which way the decisions go.
Well, it's also difficult on a very boggy pitch to get good drives set up, because if you're, it's easier to set up a drive from a line out on dry ground, funnily enough.
Yeah, but again, on the hindsight, once you look at it and they get the drive going, it's difficult to stop.
Well, there are some grand old faces of the English game. Leicester Tigers led by Martin Johnson. Time now to join our commentators, Hugh Llewellyn-Davis. I hope you're in good voice this week, Hugh. Hope you're recovered, and of course JJ Williams.
Yes, thanks very much, Ed. I've croaked my way back to full voice during the week, and here come the Leicester Tigers, the most consistent side in England for the past 3 or 4 years. Certainly the most powerful forward pack, and it is a major challenge tonight for Pontypridd. But if spirit and energy and heart count for anything, Pontypridd will be up to the challenge set by this man, Martin Johnson. And there's Paul John, a faithful servant of Pontypridd. He's seen others come and go. Even Father Dennis, former coach, has gone to Bridgend. His partner, Neil Jenkins, has departed, but Paul John is still here. And the spirit of Pontypridd lives on. Well, Pontypridd have just one change from last week in Pau. Craig Williams comes in for Lenny Woodard on the wing for them. Sonny Parker provides the main cutting edge behind skipper Paul John to control. Lee Jarvis can blow hot or cold. Up front, a huge challenge to hold the Leicester 8, and all eyes on 19-year-old Michael Owen, singled out for special praise by Graham Henry on Scrum 5 last Sunday. And here's the formidable Leicester lineup, 11 full caps, but no Austin Healy, he's still unfit. So two 20-year-olds, Good and Hamilton at half-back. The other backs are all full internationals. Murphy for Ireland, Howard Australia, Stanley Canada, Stimpson and Lloyd for England. But the real strength, the real power is up front. 6 further full caps, all English, including the captain Martin Johnson. Well, JJ, Newport gave Welsh Rugby a great send-off last Friday evening, and all the other clubs responded superbly on Saturday. Is it too much to hope that Ponty can do the same?
I shouldn't think so. I think Ponty will be fairly confident after their performance in Po. They didn't get the result, but they played well enough, and really that will spur them on now to do something big tonight. They have to win, and they have to play some rugby and attack Leicester, not be unconfident at all.
Dean Richards, one of the great men of English and Lions rugby, studious eyes on his charges. The referees from Scotland, John Hogg, supported by 2 other Scotsmen in Andrew Ireland and Ronnie Dunn. And here go Leicester Tigers from the left to the right. Ponty the first kick, and Lee Jarvis the kick-off. The big man on the right wing is Jordan Murphy. Standing up for Ponty. In the maul is the big Australian Brett Cobain. He's a brother, by the way, Brent Cobain, of Matt Cobain, the full Australian international.
That was a mistake by Jamie Hamilton, a young scrum half, kicking that ball out on the full. Ponty have gone for a short line early on, want to get that ball into midfield as quickly as possible.
Sidoli is the main target. He's a very agile jumper, the man from Merthyr, of Italian extraction, and that's bad for Pontypridd. They line out, they're first in the game. Straight to young Ben Kay, 24-year-old lock-forward partner for Martin Johnson. And that's what Pontypridd have to do. Terrier-like tackling and halt Leicester in their tracks.
Yes, but you